Hello and welcome to this playthrough of Factorio, where I am building a megabase on Earth. I am using a mod, Cities of Earth, focusing on the Old World Hemisphere. My goal is to reach 10,000 science per minute with a rail-based design. The resources are set to maximum size and density, and biters and pollution are turned off. The mod list is shown in the description, as well as a link to my Twitch channel, High Speed. Please come visit me there. Questions and comments are welcome. Thank you for watching. You're making an entirely additional trip when if you had stuck around for just a few seconds, those chests would have stayed full enough to not summon you. Yep, it worked. You have got 30,000 in you. You will call for a train at 25,000 and 16,000. Do you get problems with one side of the belt getting used more? Yes, I do. I have a lot of balancers in place, and this run is without enemies. That is correct. No pollution, no enemies, because UPS. I mean, everybody I've watched that does megabases, they always end up turning off the biters and turning off the pollution because they crush the UPS, and getting to 10K SPM is pretty much the limit of what this computer can do. I need some signals in here. Who's the guardian for this? You don't have any signals. When I updated those things, I did not put signals in there. Yeah, you've got to be willing to, you've got to pretty much automate outposting if you're not going to go for max science or max density. The nice thing about max size and max density is that you you get standardized sizes and standardized loads. I created a blueprint of a outpost in the editor that just looks like this, and it doesn't matter what. This is the layout I'm trying out, but it's basically miners everywhere that they could be, and then when I place them down, the game just doesn't place them where they wouldn't be valid. So wherever I am looking for where I do not have signals on all of this, so I'm looking vertically first. I just watched a train get stuck at an intersection because there were no signals between that intersection and the next. Yeah, that's 45 EPS. I should probably not be manually driving my train in a live environment. Yeah, the reason I chose not to, Farmer, the reason I chose not to do it that way was, well, first off, I watched Mucky's 11K MegBase as he was developing that. And he did it in place like I am. And I don't think it's as efficient in terms of equipment or time. When you look at operational time, because ore only stacks to 50, which is half of what you need, really, it just becomes a bottleneck. I'll have to just take this away because I don't care about this. So I had spec'd out a 16 wagon train to bring ore, but then somebody pointed out that trains are really a big slowdown. So well, that train update's going to be a long ways coming, man. That's probably not till they say 6 months from now, but it's probably more like 10. Well, if you hit exclamation point blueprints, you can get to my blueprint books. I publish them on GitHub. Caution, I use trains that are signaled differently than most. What don't you have? Solid fuel. Oh, that's funny. I can't get there. All right, so I was not getting a lot of solid fuel there. This solid fuel is hurting. How close are you to empty? Yeah, you are empty. So solid fuel is not turning around as fast as it should. That's not desirable. full is this train, or is this thing? It's totally full. All right, so we're putting down another solid fuel train. Ah, solid fuel right here. And if you get one, then everybody gets one. Go. 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 Ready. Doggone, hi. Just came from YouTube. Well, thank you. Thank you. This is what it looks like right now. I've started launching rockets. I'm doing research. It's all working. So, I don't know how far back. I mean, it's probably from Thanksgiving, which is a few months ago. So I can give you a quick world tour if you want. Obviously, you know that I started over here in Europe. I put all the research down here in Arabia. That was a lot of extra work once I got the purple science. That really knocked me for a loop. I put the research facilities down here. I had a little stub for a while, but now it's two fully loaded, and they're gradually filling up with materials as the first one fills, the second one fills. I designed a unloader for them. The rocket silo complexes, there's three of them, one here in Russia, one in Africa, and one in India. I may put a fourth one in China. They are self-contained. I'm just enjoying the show right now as 4 rockets launch at 38 FPS. Yeah, this is a little bit more than that. Things change. It's starting. The UPS is really starting to trickle down now. I have 100,000 beacons. They consume 50,000 or yeah, 50 gigawatts. And I'm up to 72 consumed. As far as production goes, I am hitting 10,000 science, but it's a 30-second best sound in the game. Yeah, it's all 12 beacon. Everywhere that's production related. Can't see any reason not to do it. And I think beacon builds are boring as heck. I did this build because I wanted to do a MegaBase, but I also accepted the fact that I was going to have to do beacon builds, which I hate. Here's a standard beacon build, a chemical plant for plastic. And one of the things I did is I standardized all of these things. What the hell is Bum doing here? Bum, go home. So, take for example this green circuits, right? This is a 12 beacon build. There's an autosave. And you see it's got 4 in and 1 out. And there's a little known thing is that if you put 2 inserters on an assembler, it will auto alternate between them so you can safely side load 2 sides of a belt and get a full belt out. But, you know, the furnaces, same design. 12 beacon, I'm only using 1 belt, but I labeled them like A. If you look at the most complicated one, which is one of the more complicated ones, which is the flying robot frames, right? A is green circuits, and B is batteries, and C is steel, and D is electric engines, and then the output is the flying robot frames. So you get 4 in and 1 out. But what I did a while ago was I categorized these things. And if you look at them, so this is 4 in, 1 out. It's an assembler, 4 solid, 0 fluid, 1 solid out. But if you look across at these, it's a chemical plant. 2 solid in, 1 fluid in, 1 fluid out. And I figured out every permutation that the game has. An assembler, 1 solid in, 1 fluid in, 1 solid out. Everything works out in those combinations. And so the net result is I have these pre-made patches here of everything, including refining that fits inside of a 16 beacon. So not only are they boring, they're also exceptionally boring. Now, here's something I did that really flips people. You know, everybody used, let's say I've got a 383, right? I use 2-headed trains, but I tried this idea out. I put a locomotive in between 2 wagons. And the reason I did that is so that if you look at just this part of it, these 2 wagons, when it comes to 12 beacons, if I didn't have this locomotive in between, if I had a wagon here, I'd need to put another assembler right there in order to satisfy it. But then you've got a real nightmare when it comes to belting it in, right? Because you just don't have enough room to unload it, balance it, load it, get all the requirements through. So I came up with this idea, and Bob the Blob validated it for me, is that if you put a locomotive in between, this is 20 tiles, and this is 21. And so this little gap in between gives you that, actually gives you tiling, because now you can do as many of these as you want. You can do, this is a 3-4 train, but you can do a 3-4 train connected to a 3-4 train is a 6-8 train. But you can also do a 9-12 train or a 8-16 train. Just make it longer. So this is a big thing because all of these unloaders become standard. No matter what you're doing, this is a level. This is a D unloader, this is a C unloader, this is a B unloader, and this is an A unloader. And whether it's fluids or solids, they have their lane, right? This is the A lane, and it doesn't matter if it's fluid or solid. This is the column that it runs in. Yeah, I've got to do some kooky things here and some weird things here, but I know A lane comes out here, B comes out way over here, and I did it that way so that I could guarantee the simplest loading and unloading. Well, thank you. Morning, Mango. Well, things are launching. Research is getting done. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm at 40 FPS, 52 UPS. $10K, but only half of it's running because it's still got to load up. So the science is, the white science is where space science is working great. I finally got one side saturated, but it hasn't quite started saturating the other side. I might need to put online another set of science trains. Which by might need to is definitely need to. Because red science has got room for another train. Green science has got, how much do you have in you? You've got 37,000? Yeah. Let's check all of them. You have 31,000. Purple science has, oh, I've got 2 purple science builds. 48,000. Yellow science has, you're not science. Yeah, you are. 35,000. And finally, blue science, of which there's 2. You're at 48,000. So yeah, I'm putting another set of science trains online, but unfortunately for me, my science trains have to come from way up here, so it's going to take a long time for them to get there. So this is a generic, because I don't have my science trains all done up yet. I'm going to have to do that too. So before I launch each of these, I will pharma artillery research. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, the only research that uses all 7 sciences is follower robot count. This doesn't use purple. Arty science doesn't use purple. Thank you, though. Have you seen today's FFF? They just parameterized blueprints, which are super neat for generic train stations. Calgon, yes, I have. This morning, some of my friends in my Discord posted a link to it and thought I would be really excited by it. And my response is that I need a cigarette and a towel. That's how I feel about it. Oh, no worries, Pharma. Don't worry. Don't even, it's if you don't ask, then I can't explain it. So, it's not a failure point that you asked. No need to apologize at all. So this is going to be, yeah, some science trains. So let's make a copy of this. Put it here. 240105. Oops. This is red science, and it is research. So I guess this doesn't happen. Select new contents. That's this. Just the train. Copy this. Delete it because I copied the wrong one. Copy this. Don't zoom out all the way. Make another copy. Make another copy. Green, gray, blue. Purple and Old Yeller. Yeah, it's my version tag. I've been doing software engineering for a few decades, so. I've learned a thing or two. Oh, stop, stop. I need a blueprint of you. Okay, you can continue. Military. Well, I will just blueprint this train because it's sitting here. And then I will blueprint the blue train too because it's sitting here. The date is how I match the version tag. Well, because I'm not really good at setting up OBS, and I told it to make them relative, and it just it sticks them there, and I don't feel like fighting with it. Um, I think I did not update a blueprint correctly. No, you're correct. I just didn't put you in the right spot. Night, Pharma. What was the other one It was blue. So the only one I have left now is yellow. Let's see if I can find the yellow one. Sweet. I can just update this blueprint. shoot. That's going to hurt my numbers. Alright, as soon as I launch this train, I gotta take a quick break. What thing? Well, this is not just any other day. We are launching rockets, my friend, and doing research and petting my cat. Power. It's 70 gigawatts, 72. It's creeping up there. Obviously, I've turned off the bacons because they're 50 gigawatts. So this is going to be a loud song. So I have to go through and put some signals here because I didn't put signals in when I built it, and it's actually causing issues. All right, let's go build some stuff. Yeah, there's a couple of mods that help with that. There's a deconstructor blueprint planner, and then in version 2, they've said that they're going to have a force update, a force place on the blueprints, which will address that issue too. So you're not the only one that hates that. Not the only one. I don't know about that, Bob. It's good use of the meme, though. It also depends on your gender.